Hello, everybody. This is Pete from Paw Labs, and picking up on the niceties vein of these today's videos. Um, Once you've added a version number, the next thing you really need to do is add a help system. And well, let's go look. I've got some snapshots that I've stuck out here in Paint because I can't bring up the applications on my machine and be able to record them in a decent manner. So for help systems, that's kind of an ingenious sort of thing. There's many different help authoring tools. Everyone is unique, but there's a lot of similarities. But what you have to consider here is the deployment package and your current structure of your application. Like I'm looking at here, this is the Ultimate Map Maker. Currently, I have my database local. We have all the forms and images and includes and modules and all that standard stuff. I've added a help file here, folder. And in the help folder is where I keep all the help uh, for this application. So when I back the application up, I've already backed the help up. And this has, I use Helpinator. I don't know if the company's still around. I got it from them several years ago, and they're from Kiev. So I don't know even if the people in the company are still alive. The company's not really doing business, hasn't ever since the war. So prayers do go out for them. But this is where I create the help system and put the CHM when it's built in Helpinator. Now, so we're after that CHM to display in the application. So here's where it's stored. If I jump over to the Helpinator software, and this is obviously an image of that, and I have the topics of my help system that I have here, and I want to display getting started. Or maybe I want to display about or whatever the task page is. Okay. And when I select it, I get the task page here and I have all my normal editing, WYSIWYG sort of stuff. And then down here on the bottom, he gives me an ID, and I've seen that referenced as other names, but it's actually getting started.html. Okay. So that is, I believe, the guy we're really after here. Whatever your help authoring software does, when you create pages, you'll see an HTML tag tied to the ID of the name of the page. Most times it's like this. It's all in lowercase and everything's hunky dory. So let's see. Now, the next piece of help authoring is you have to consider your deployment package. Okay. And so a planned deployment of my application would be somewhere on the hard drive, an Ultimate Map Maker program. Directly in that folder is the executable. And then there's a help folder that has the help CHM. There's images that have images, and there's whatever other folders and stuff we're deploying. Okay. So the important thing is we need to know the current exe folder, and then we can append help. All right. Now, it's important to also point out that when you're looking at your source, I have that exact same folder structure here. Okay. I'm not looking for help alongside my executable. It's in a folder underneath Ultimate Map Maker or my project folder. Okay. So, to the rescue is static. Okay. These are functions that I have in static because in my book, every application needs these. And so if you look at the very beginning of static, you'll see an application path and a help path. Okay. Now, these are defined as globals. And if you call this procedure get paths before your application main page, so the person can't change paths or go look something up to find something, it's it's actually stored early. So what I'm going to do is show you where I put it. So over here we have let's see, this is in the ultimate map maker. So here's where I open the window, right? Here's where we open the main window of the application. And if we scroll way back up, let's see, hopefully I can find it somewhere back up in here. Oh, I must have missed it. Okay, let's do a find get path. Oh, maybe I didn't put it in. I must not have put it in. Okay, so we can put it in new. Okay, even better. So we will come over here and let's go. Yeah, we got a bunch of procedures and stuff. I'm going to just go ahead. I'll put it up here next to the version information. Okay. So as long as it's after, you've put the call in to actually load, static farther up here, then you have access to the function. And then, let's see. I'm scrolling around too fast, aren't I? Got to slow that down. There we are. Get paths. So get paths. It takes the application. So when the exe starts and he starts executing, okay, the current directory is the directory of the executable. So I grab that right off the bat and say, okay, get the current path and let me have that as that path. So anywhere in the application, I know I can get back to that folder anytime. And then what I do is say, let's create a help path, another global variable, and he's at path plus help. And I make it a path also. So that's just a path. Then I also go ahead, in case I need it, I put other folders. Sometimes I have a program data path, like the out there in the pod labs on local or all of that kind of stuff. This is where all that takes place. You can grab the user directory and get their My Documents folder, and then you have a documents path. So you load them once, but just as your executable starts, and therefore they're set. They're set for the life of your program. Okay, so now what we want to do is come into the application and say, okay, and I don't think I actually wrote any of this yet, but I added a menu system and I added a help tab or menu item, a menu title, and then I put in a help index. Okay. So what we're going to do here is get rid of my comment that says there is no help. And we can come in and say open help and then call help path. Okay. Plus, what was our name? Hold on. Let's see. That was over here. And it's UMM help CHM. Okay. UMM help dot CHM. Okay. And then we're going to say, our, that was get starting, let's see, getting started. There you go. Getting HTML. Okay. So even if your program doesn't put the HTML, like if you can see, it's pretty small. Actually, this is I can do this. Hold on. We're gonna zoom it up, and since I got this in Paint, and if you notice, mine doesn't say HTML. Mine just says getting started. Uh, so sometimes I've actually even seen them as numbers back in old days. So I don't know that that's a standard anymore. But if you go ahead and put on the left click of the help index, and I've created this as a menu. So now when I run the application, we should see my get starting page, which I believe is completely blank. Should see the help system come up. In my luck, it'll be on the other monitor, but we'll see. So we hit OK, all that comes in, and then help index, and look at that, lo and behold, getting started. There you go. That is how you hook in help. Now, hooking it up to an F1 key is a little bit more intense. And I'll do a separate video on that because I'm trying to keep these short because the uploading of bigger videos pushing 20 minutes with YouTube is a real pain in the butt. So that's it for this video. We've hooked up help. You've created help and you know how to hook it up to the software, and you know what some new functions are that are out there in static for you. So thanks for watching.